Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Thank you for stopping in. Today we have a knife to unbox coming in from Divo Knives. Before we get started, make sure you are subscribed here to the channel. I release daily knife and EDC content. Hit that thumbs up button. That helps push this video out there to more people. And let us know what you're carrying in your pockets today down in the comments. So this one right here is a very exciting knife. So let's see what we got here. This is going to be the brand spanking new Divo Knives Fireball. This is a collaboration between Stasa, Kevin, Lefty EDC, and Colin Mason Pierre. This will be a Kubey OEM project, and we're going to be looking at a drop date of October 17th. Now, as far as I know, this is going to be available on Divo Knives website, which I'll have linked down below, and there might even be a coupon code that is able to be used down there as well. So get you a little bit of money if you're planning on picking one of these up. So we're looking at 3 different variations. I don't know if they're doing an exclusive with someone as well, but they do have 3 different ones available on the Divo Knives website. At least 3. I think 1, 2, yeah, I think it's just 3. I think it's the black pearl here, and then there's 80s camo carbon, and then electric blue. So a couple of different variations. This is some really good looking stuff. It's black pearl camo carbon. It kind of reminds me of an upgraded raindrop carbon fiber. That's kind of what that reminds me of. Now right here we have a cross-cut textured titanium integral piece, almost like a back strap here, which is really cool. You have some kind of cutouts in there. And then we have a milled titanium clip here, chamfered off on both sides. I like that, how it comes to a point there at the end. We got pivot collars here, and then a nice looking pivot there. That is really cool looking, very clean looking design. And then we have this really nasty looking modified sheep's foot blade. We have a hand satin on the flat here, and then vertical satin on the primary and this swedge here. It's almost like a harpoon sheep's foot blade. We have jimping running up the spine here. Looks very good. We'll have this nice 50-50 area here where we can choke up behind that edge. There's no flipper tab. There's not going to be anything getting in your way. So you'll be able to choke up very nicely there behind that edge. And because nothing's going to be in your way, you'll be able to get up there and use that tip if you have some precise work that needs to be done, which is something I really like. We have great access to that liner lock there. This is great for lefties and righties. Now, this is going to be right-hand carry only, but because this is an inset liner lock, a lefty doesn't have to worry about where to put their thumb, and righties don't have to worry about really anything in this situation. You're not, if you want to thumb flick this, you can put as much pressure as you want there on that lock side. And then same with lefties, you don't have to worry about anything with the thumb or the reverse flick. Now, it can't be carried lefty, and I don't know if they're going to be doing lefty models of this or not. This was a spur of the moment pickup for me, so I don't know a whole lot about this, but we're about to find out a little bit more about this thing. So let's see what kind of size we are looking at. 3 inches of cutting edge, and depending on where you want to mark it for total, we'll just call it 3 1/8, but you could call it damn near 3 1/2 there, and then about 7 1/4 strong for our overall length. So this is not a large knife. This is going to be in that mid-size range for a folder. Here we can see it up against the full-size Benchmade bug out and the Hogue Ritter RSK, going to be more in line with that bug out size. Here we have it up against the QSP Penguin up top and the Civivi Elementum on the bottom here. And this is I don't know if that was the plan or idea. It makes sense, but the QSP Penguin and the Civivi Elementum are two of the most sold knives ever, which means this is a size that people really gravitate to. And two final ones, we have the 20.5 here, the AD 20.5, and then the Spyderco Parrot 3. Going to be a little bit smaller than that 20.5 and very similar in its length to the Parrot 3. As far as the weight is concerned, and I'm sure a lot of this stuff has been covered by either Stasa or Kev, but we are going to run through it and get our own specs here. We're looking at 3.65 on our total weight. So this is a healthy weight for this size knife. As far as what this looks like in the pocket, let's get our issuing stitches Halloween Hank out here, our Monster Hank. See what this looks like in the pocket. So we have a milled clip, and you'll have a little bit poking out like normal with a milled clip, and then maybe a little extra here with this tail off. But what that's going to do is make this very easy to get in and back. Get this out of the pocket and put this back in the pocket. A nice landing spot for the thumb, which I really like. Now, interesting. Oh, I see. There's a little tab there. I was wondering what that was. Okay. I was just getting ready to say it's interesting they put some hardware underneath the start of the clip there, but that's a tab, so that way the clip isn't, you're the one marking it up under there if anything. About to not even bother with it. There we go. Okay. I was wondering what that was earlier. All right. Beautiful. So, action department. It is good to go. Nice controlled closing action. The detent is on point. Very, very good for the thumb and reverse flick. Nice and snappy. It even has good acoustics for a liner lock, and this will break in. This is right out of the box, with the exception of Kevin messing with these, I'm sure. But you can see there, nice clicky detent for a liner lock. That is nice and solid. Kubey does a phenomenal job with their OEM work and with their own line of knives as well. So it's a beautiful looking knife, and it's in some very good materials. I don't know if I even know, did I mention this is coming in S90V? I can't remember. Let's see what kind of edge we have on here. Very, very nice right out of the box. That is exactly what we want to see right there. Ooh, yes. Very, very sharp. Something you're going to want to cut with there. Love that blade shape. I like that tall sheep's foot, modified sheep's foot blade. It looks really good, especially with the different satin finishes on it. I think that's the right move right there, to go with a hand satin on the flats there. It gives it a very beautiful contrast, especially when it hits the right light. And then I like that nose there, what the swedge makes up. It really reminds me of kind of that a harpoon, like it's transforming into a harpoon almost. Very good looking blade shape, and that's going to be a great slicer. Now it looks to be a saber hollow there, so we're going to have a lower hollow, but that thing is cutting like a razor. So we'll run our normal checks here. We'll check this lock. It does. Oh, I think Kevin mentioned that to me, that it was a little bit off-centered, but that can probably be changed, be fixed, I'm sure. As far as the lockup goes, we're looking at about, that's pretty early, about 20% lockup, but we are uncoated on uncoated. So if we have a good geometry there with that lock meeting up with that tang, we should be just fine. We've seen a lot of early lockup be very successful in our lock test. So let's get the spine whacker out and check this thing. So here we go. Very nice knife. I like this thing quite a bit. This is one company that I have not gotten to test a lot of their locks. A couple, but not near as many as a lot of these other companies. Kubey, I just haven't handled many over the last 2 years or so. Quite a few, but not near as many as some others. But in my experience, they seem to be very solid, and this one is right here. I have no doubt that, you know, between Kubey's quality control checks and then going through Kevin, Stasa, and Colin, I'm sure the checks through them are also being done to make sure everything is as it should be, which is great. In the standard grip, this thing is very comfortable. It almost feels, it feels a little larger than it actually is. With this being a mid-sized knife, it just feels a little bit larger, maybe because you can get all four here in the standard grip, but then you got this whole area here to choke up on. So medium, large, XL sized hands. I wear an XL glove. So anything from medium up to an XL sized hand is going to be just fine on this knife. You have plenty of room on there to maneuver around. Love that blade shape, love the finish. Now the 80s I think is also satin, and then the electric blue is going to be a coated blade. So between those three versions, I think it's satin, and then the electric blue will be a black wash, I believe. And then I guess it should be, I already mentioned it, but this back strap here is going to most certainly add in ergonomics, add comfort in on those ergonomics. A back spacer, back strap, an integral, they're all going to be very comfortable because you don't have to deal with that open spine. So this is going to be a very comfortable cutter, and that hollow grind is going to be nice and slicey. You mix that hollow with S90V done at 60 to 62, which is thumbs up. It is a recipe for success. If you're looking for a, you know, hair whittling slicer, this is going to be great, and it's going to hold that edge very well. As I said earlier, I'm sure Stasa has testing either out on this knife or he will very soon. So if you want an idea of how it cuts and how long and all that sort of thing, Stasa will have all that information, I'm sure. I'll link his channel down below in the off chance that you have not heard of him or are not subscribed to him. Highly recommend going over there and giving him a sub, as well as Kevin over at Lefty EDC. Give him a sub too as well if you are not. A couple of extras that come in the box with the knife. They don't come in, they come in the mailer, not in the little box there, but you get 2 microfiber cloths as well as the original old school full-size Divo cloth, which is a very nice touch from them fellers there. Great job from Divo Knives. Yet again, let me know what you think of the new Divo Fireball. I will definitely say this bad boy is hot. Hot tamale. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. I always appreciate that, everyone. If you're new here, I release daily knife and EDC content just like this. Make sure you are subscribed. Ring the bell. That'll notify you anytime I release any new content. I will throw up a couple of videos. Go check one of them out. Have yourself an awesome day. Thank you all again for watching. I will catch you on the next one.